Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to May's Youth Coordinator Connect call. I am Elissa Ellis. I am the Director of Operations for April, and obviously not the Youth Coordinator. We are furiously interviewing for that position, so we do hope to have someone in the role in the next couple of weeks. And I look very forward to that. And so we are going to get started. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. And I would ask, are there any pressing current issues that we need to address right away? And if you have any topics that you would like to discuss on today's call, please also drop that in the chat, and I will give just a moment or two for that information, and we'll go from there. Does anybody have any topics they'd like to discuss on today's call? Youth services, personal care attendant services. We'll give it just a moment while we've still got some folks joining, and I'll let you guys think about what topics you might want to discuss today. If not, I'll just throw some things out there. I know that youth leadership forums is a big one right now. So we might kick it off with that if nobody has any pressing issues to get to today. For those of us just joining, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. And if there are any topics you'd like to discuss today, please do throw those in the chat as well. I'll give it just a moment or two and we'll get going. Okay, well, this is Alyssa. I'm the Director of Operations for April, and I'm not seeing any specific topics in the chat. So why don't we kick off the call talking about youth leadership forums? And I know that, that's always a hot topic, and folks who are not familiar with it would, benefit from the discussion. And anyone with experience in the youth leadership forums, I think, can describe how to get the program started. Does anybody here have experience with the Youth Leadership Forum or building a Youth Leadership Forum? Has anyone ever been to a Youth Leadership Forum? Does anyone want to talk? Oh, go ahead, Jordan. I see you, girl.
Hey, Alyssa. Um, I have not had any experience building a program. By the time I started in IL, it was already established in the state of North Carolina. But I have worked as a staff member for YLF in our area. Um, Really, the coolest thing to me about the program is that we get to a chance to explain disability rights history, um, and really help younger folks get connected to the movement.
Anybody else have anything to add on the topic? Okay. Do we want to just talk about youth programs at your center in general? Maybe do some best practices. Is anyone doing anything really innovative or exciting in their youth programs this year? Don't be shy. Let's jump out there.
Hello, I'm Shireen with Disability Rights and Resources in Charlotte. I actually work with Jordan. Um, and can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And this summer will be our second year of doing Summer of Independent Living. And basically, what we do is we do like a 4 to 5 week summer program, but the program is only once a week. It's on Thursdays, and we do travel training um, with the consumers. We also do independent living skills training with them and just different fun independent living stuff with our consumers. And like I said, this is our second year doing it. And again, I'm Shireen with Disability Rights and Resources in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have want to talk about their specific youth programs at their center? I know we can all learn from each other, and if you're doing something dynamic, um, I'd love to hear about it.
Hi, I can go. Um, my name is Anissa, and I'm a youth specialist with the Independent Living Resource Center in Santa Barbara, California. I've been in this position for about a year, and it's grant funded, which means that we didn't have anyone in this position previously for a bit. So I'm excited to hear about the different ways you guys are navigating your youth programs. For us in particular, I run quarterly workshops, and so I found that to be a helpful way to have youth connect with each other, but also learn about something that they all take interest in. Thank you.
Does anybody else have specific grant-funded youth positions at their center? Have you do you have any advice for sustainability, reaching, applying for other grants to sustain that position? Any suggestions? We've got a quiet group today. I do see a question in the chat for Anissa. How do you determine the topic or skill covered for each workshop? Is there a way for youth to vote on them?
When our grant was originally received, our grant narrative had specific topics that were, I guess a few years ago, we had this in like a pilot program. Sorry, there's a phone going on. But they, in the pilot program, took what they learned to be successful and what youth were most interested in, which tended to be more like social emotional related. So, like, how do you meet people as a young adult? What is college like? Employment, how do you apply to jobs? So that's kind of the topics that we do based off of what's in the grant. But I do think it could be cool in the future to have some sort of way for youth to pick what the topics are about.
Does anyone want to add to the conversation about maybe specific to coming out of high school and what to expect going into college, or that kind of transition service? Is anyone doing anything at their center specific to transition that they want to share?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Joey Sosi, and I'm with the San Juan Center for Independence here in Farmington, New Mexico. And on that topic, I just got done with a transition fair, youth transition fair, where we help students transition from high school to college, the workforce, whatever they want to do after school. So what I did was I invited local and state agencies that came together with employment, and I think we had about 46 agencies that all came together. And then we had a little bit over 300 youth that participated. So that's one of the ways that I reach out to the youth.
Thanks, Joey. That's pretty impressive, 300 youth. Are you able to talk more about the coordination of pulling that off? That's a lot of folks.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to have the youth transition on April 25th. So I started back in November to reach out to all these agencies that I knew would be a resource to to the youth. So, and then I had because we had 12 area schools that participated in this event, and that's how I brought in so many students. So it's one of the biggest events that they've had here at the center.
Wonderful. That's a great turnout. It's impressive. I know how, difficult it can be to logistically to coordinate that type of event. Has anyone else done anything similar, or, training events, or, preparing for college or employment after high school? Does anyone have anything they want to share on that? I do see a question in the chat, Joey. Which areas did the youth come from?
So with our center here, we service the San Juan County area, and which is the schools within the San Juan County area. And then other schools outside of the county wanted to participate. So I had schools from Arizona, Utah, come in and participate in this event. The reason why we opened it to other schools not in our county was because our here is the San Juan College. So a lot of these students do come in from other states and attend this college specifically. So that's the reason why we did allow these schools to come in.
Great, thank you. Did you provide anything like transportation resources? Or can you talk a little bit about, if you know, how folks were able to get to the event, or was that an issue or a barrier?
No, because that's where the schools are the ones who provided the transportation for their students. So it was kind of like a school field trip for them to come out here.
Nice, that's great. Anissa's asking, did you offer incentives to encourage youth to come?
No, we did not do that. We just invited them. They came and showed up, and we did have prizes that we did, like raffling. We had little group games, table games, just things to keep them entertained, and as well as go around. We had a bingo where I put all the vendors that showed up. I put them all onto the bingo card, and that's how the kids went around, and we made sure that they went and visited all these booths.
Wonderful. That's great information. Does anybody have any more questions for Joey, or are you doing anything in your centers or your work that's similar, that you've had to plan events for youth for employment or secondary education that you might be able to share with the group? Are there any other topics that we want to talk about today? Maybe transportation options in your area? Anything specific to youth programs that the group might find helpful? Is anyone doing any work in along the lines of social isolation? I know that's always a big topic, and post-COVID kind of coming back out into the world. I know that, COVID affected us in ways we do not yet understand. So I'm wondering if anyone is doing work in that area. Yes, Cora.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here in Sheridan, Wyoming, and we just had a basic friendships and dating workshop offered to anyone who has a disability in the eastern half of Wyoming. And we had maybe 20 participants who would log in. It was all by Zoom. And it was an hour and a half every Tuesday and Thursday. It was a curriculum that was developed by people from the University of Alaska and Wyoming working together. And we went through several topics about communication and boundaries and expectations and safety. And it was pretty comprehensive, and I felt like people responded well and a community was built, and it was really fun to see people engaging with each other and asking each other questions and having relationships formed. It was a safe way to interact with other people who are young and around the state who are interested in how to get to know people. And I really enjoyed that.
That sounds great. Thank you for sharing that. And, just a quick plug, the April conference will be in Chicago, Illinois, this October 11 through 13. And that might be a great topic for a workshop if you're interested in submitting a call for workshop proposal. So just keep that in mind. And to anyone on the call who's doing, some of those dynamic programs that you might want to talk about at the April conference, we'd love to see that. Anybody else doing programs or work in the social isolation arena? I know it's a pressing issue, and we're all trying to navigate that space. Cora, Joey is asking what the program is called.
I, I was going to type, but this is easier. It's called Friendships and Dating. And I think there's a subtitle for those with disabilities. I can type my email address in the chat and you could write me. I could send you a link for more information about it.
Yeah, that would be great, Cora. And if you wouldn't mind, if you would send that to me and I can just make it available to everyone on the call, that would be wonderful.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Kendra, are you able to talk a little bit about your weekly support group and movie club?
Yes, I can talk. So hi everyone, my name is Kendra. I am with New Vistas here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So out of the pandemic, we've actually developed our support group and movie club, and they are still going strong 4 years later. Yay. Um, so we have a weekly support group every Wednesday for an hour, although sometimes it can go later depending on what is it, depending on the topic. Really, that one I just really like facilitate. It's where more of the youth come up with the topic or things that they feel like sharing. Most of the time, they love talking about food. Food is like the main topic for everything. So, what they're having for dinner, and then like how their week went, or if something they really want to share about, like something that they're dealing with, or if it's just, some happy things that happened. That's great. Everyone gets a chance. And then for our movie club, that one is more we do them both virtually because there's only one of me. And so to give each consumer the attention that they need, we do them online. And so I share a movie usually it's been Netflix, but now that I've been able to share from like other streaming platforms, I'm able to like share different movies. I typically tend to pick movies that have like a disability component to it. Not always the case, depending, but it's about 2 hours every Tuesday. And, we sit, watch the movie, kind of say, yeah, how was your day? And then, just watch the movie. And they seem to really like it. We've started out probably with like maybe 3 youth, and now it's up to like almost 15. So it's, it has its moments where it's good and other times where it's a little low in numbers, but I think it just depends on what the youth are going through at the time.
Thanks, Kendra. I appreciate that. That
You're
sounds
welcome.
like a great way to get folks together. Do you have you like created a list for movies with a disability component?
I actually have not, to tell you the truth, that yeah, I should, but I haven't. Um, but yes, and also, they just love like comedies, so that's another thing. Like we just watch comedies a lot of the time. But yeah, not all the time is it disability related. I wish it was. But yeah, I mean, if I had a list, that'd be great. You just gave me a good idea, Alyssa. Thank you.
You bet.
Kendra, when do you have the movie club meetings? Like weekdays, weekends?
So it's all weekdays, but it's more later in the afternoon because some of my youth are either working or they are volunteering during the day or they have their day program. So usually it's the earliest we tend to start is 4 o'clock. So 4 to 6 and is for the movie club. And then for our support group, it's 5 to 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Is anyone else doing peer support calls? I know, April has one in the evening. I don't remember when right now. But is anybody else doing that type of thing, peer support calls? Laurel, do you want to talk about the library session you got going with snacks and how you pulled that together?
Hi, sure. I've been reaching out to the library, and my first idea was just a healthy snack, and I did a parfait. I planned it a month ahead, and I posted it at work and also the library. Library is just a few miles south of us. And I had only like 3 participants and a dad, but the kids enjoyed it because a lot of kids, struggle with nutrition, and down here it's difficult for families. So I thought it's important to get kids, excited about healthy food and time to talk. And it's right before this, the school ends soon for summer. So I enjoyed it, and that was my first one, and I'm trying to plan my second one. And it's a good time. I do usually 4 p.m. for an hour.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great service. Especially now with, school is getting ready to let out for the summer. Is that grant funded, or how are you funding
I'm
that?
right now. I fund it myself. I mean, I do it my own pocket, because it's more quiet in the Keys, and it's smaller. But if it gets bigger, I'll have to see how I can do it. But right now I'm just doing it on my own budget.
Wow. Well, thank you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Joe, are you talking about the April peer support calls, or just anyone doing the peer support calls? Okay. April has youth peer support calls that we offer. I believe it's the fourth Tuesday. We just had one April 23rd, and they are from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time. And they tend to be a much smaller group, and it's just a very fluid conversation. Whatever is on the minds of who's on the call. Jordan, would you mind talking a little bit more about the youth peer support calls as well? I know you've been on them.
Sure. Yeah, it's very conversational. It's a good space to talk about like experiences for youth with disabilities or youth working in the field of disability services. Um, it is generally a small group, like maybe 5 folks, sometimes less. But it's a great space just to come with questions or just with something on your mind, or if you have to have something to vent about. Yep.
Thanks. Yeah, it is, you're right, Jordan. It is just a very kind of safe space. And whatever, the dialogue is for that day is very fluid and thoughtful. And like I said, it is a small group, but again, it's a safe space, and that's what we need, right? Even if it's just 2 folks talking about their day. That's a very meaningful conversation, and I am thankful that we offer it. And just reading in the chat really quickly, yep, Kendra suggested to Laurel maybe checking with the local grocery store or restaurants to help support the snacks. That's a fantastic idea. I think you'll probably be able to get some buy-in there. That's such a great idea. Oh. Does anyone else want to talk about peer support groups that they're operating out of their center or their other work? Joey is asking in the chat, what is the relationship between schools and your centers? Do you all work together? Does anyone want to answer that?
Hi, it's Shireen. It hasn't always been that way for our center. I'm with Disability Rights and Resources in Charlotte. But as of late, we have been able to develop those relationships with a few of a few of the teachers here in Charlotte Mecklenburg, and we have been working and doing some group sessions with three schools in particular here in Charlotte Mecklenburg. Actually, today we did a cooking session with the group here in Charlotte. So it hasn't always been this way, but we're making progress, and I'm very excited and very happy about that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Laurel is asking, how do you explain to parents what a peer support group is and how their child is in a safe space at a SIL? Anyone want to answer that?
Alyssa, it's Kendra. I can answer that, I guess.
Wonderful.
So for how to explain it to parents, so really how I actually got youth invested to begin with was we have a transition program, transition class through our Santa Fe Public Schools. And so a lot of the youth, what we do is we go in and we teach IL skills. And so for when the pandemic hit, everything moved online, of course. And so then we developed, of course, the support group and everything. So the safety wise, that's kind of, everything's online. It's a secure link, passwords required. So we don't really, share. In order to share with others, you have to ask me first before that link can be shared, at least safety wise. We've had a certain group member, unfortunately, that we've had to let go from the group because of it. But parents' buy-in is more, they've learned about us through the schools, they learned about us through the community, they've met me, and they know other youth that are in the group as well. So I think that's also where the parents buy-in kind of came in. It was just more making sure that they knew that their youth were safe and had a safe space, especially with online, because in the beginning there was a lot of course, people were, as they say, Zoom bombing and all that. So it was just a matter of making sure we had all the safety precautions that we could in place.
Thanks, Kendra. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Jordan asked about cooking sessions, and I know that actually April has been doing a 4-course series on food justice and disability justice with Kelly's Kitchen. And I believe the last one is next week. I just put the information in the chat. I think probably the series with the recordings may be available at some point once it's all said and done and edited and everything, so I can make sure that that's available. They have been quite well attended. Is anyone else doing anything around cooking that they might be able to share with the group? Okay. I'm also going to put in the chat the information for the April Youth Peer Support meetings. And they are every 4th Tuesday of the month. The next meeting is May 28th, and that's 4 Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Let me check the chat really quickly. Does anyone want to talk about any cooking projects you've got going on at your centers? I know that is usually a welcome program. Not every center has kitchen, etc., but I think a lot of centers do. Does anyone want to talk about what they're doing at their center? Yes, Brandon, go ahead.
So I don't have a whole lot to share. My center is pretty new. We're under construction still. It was supposed to be done before I started a month ago, but it's not. Um, but what we have done is like there's a cookbook on 101 ways to cook ramen noodle in your coffee pot. I do a lot of air fryer meals for the cooking segment. Other than that, I've been trying to do a lot of out in the community. So we are going fishing. We've done a couple hikes that are all accessible. I've even been partnering with a local company that is leasing out all-terrain wheelchairs for the community. So we're trying to partner with them and get one in our center so that we can do more than just the paved trails. And then we have the fishing group that's happening. There's a couple of free fishing days in Idaho, so the kids can come and go fishing with me, and I teach them how to bait a hook and tie flies. But we're pretty new, so I'm open to all of the ideas.
Yeah, ramen noodles in the coffee pot. That seems yeah, like it would be super handy.
It's pretty good. I got that recipe book left over from my days in college, and it saved me through the 4-year program.
Wonderful. Does anyone else want to talk about cooking programs? What about any adaptive recreation projects you might have going? Like Brandon was talking about the fishing and the all-terrain vehicles. Is anyone doing that? Anything along adaptive sports or Brandy, can you talk more about the fishing and that program? You said, I think, did you mention, was there something, oh, you said something about fly fishing? Is that right?
Yeah,
Imagine that.
so I'll hold little workshops where I teach like fly fishing, how to tie the flies in a craft group. And then most of the fishing we do is going to be off of a dock. I saw a comment on if there's transportation for it. Unfortunately, our area doesn't have public transportation, but we did go by a bus. It's like a 15-passenger bus. And so if they can make it to our center, then I'll transport them out into the areas that we're either fishing or hiking or doing our activities. And the Idaho fishing game is pretty awesome. The facility, we can get a fishing pass for free, and most states should have that. And it covers anyone that's in there fishing with us. So even if their parents want to come and they don't have a fishing license, they can still participate.
That's great information, Brandon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Has anyone else done anything reaching out to your fishing game in your state to see about a similar program? Has anyone else planned events like that with adaptive equipment or fishing or even hunting, anything like that? Sports, skiing, adaptive sports?
I haven't planned one yet, but I'm hoping to, in my next workshop, have someone come in to talk to the youth about adaptive sports so they can kind of just learn what that's like and maybe reach out to that person who's an expert in that realm, if they have questions or they're trying to get into something that is adaptive. And I kind of want to make it like a walk and talk workshop where the person talks at the beginning and then we all go on a group walk together. Because I don't know about you guys, but a lot of my youth are trying to get into like walking groups or other things like that, but the ones that I'm finding are just not accessible. So I'm hoping to maybe start one here. Um, but yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. Is there anybody else doing anything like that? Does anyone, has anyone had any experience in doing things like hikes if you have accessible bike paths or trails? I know that you know, a lot of states are trying to be better about accessible paths. Has anyone developed, you know, a list of those paths or done any outside, you know, outdoor recreation utilizing those types of paths? Is anyone planning any specific summer activities for youth programs? Camps or something to take the place of school while it's out? Nissa just dropped a link in the chat for a company that has adaptive technology to make outdoors more accessible. Thank you for that. I think that will come in handy. Is anybody doing any work with youth around, you know, environmental issues or climate change, anything like that? See, Laurel dropped a link in the chat, a local chapter with Special Olympics Florida. Is anyone involved in their state's Special Olympics? We've got about 10 minutes left. And I will make sure that all the links in the chat are sent out to everyone on the call. And the recording will be available as well. Kendra just noted that she has 5 youth that participate in Special Olympics. Are you able to talk a little bit about that, Kendra? What do you have any hand in planning or supporting those youth to participate in the Special Olympics?
So all the ones that are currently in, they have been in it for many years. I've been, one way that I support them is one, I go to some of the games, the track meets, any of the tournaments. I try to help support that, kind of, show my enthusiasm for them. And then as well as, we have some other group members or other youth that have been getting more, they would like to join. So right now I'm currently helping 2 of them try to join Special Olympics. And then also because they are so involved in our support group and movie club, try to accommodate the schedule. So if like Fridays were our movie club nights. Well, now they've had volleyball practice, so switching to another day where they are available and the whole group is available. So those are some ways that I've been able to kind of help in uh, supporting that. And then also, it's really hard to find gyms or any place for them to actually do practices. So really speaking up to like the city of Santa Fe to provide a area where they can actually do their sports has been another thing that I've been trying to help support with.
Right. Finding somewhere to train.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And Brandon, I would ask if you have any information on your, I'm really interested in the, how to tie a fly for the fly fishing. If you have any information on that, I'd sure love to have it just to make it available to folks.
I don't have anything down yet, but I can definitely come up with something and send it out at our next meeting.
Wonderful. That would be perfect.
All right.
Something that's always been on my bucket list. Fly fishing. Okay, well, we have just a few minutes left. Does anyone have anything else they want to discuss? Any dynamic projects they're working on? Anything that you want us to be thinking about before the next call next month? Anything that you need support on, or something that the group could help you get word out about? All right, well, if not, then I will give you back 7 minutes of your day. And I appreciate you all joining and sharing your projects and programs. And if there's anything that we can be assistance with, just let us know. I do see Laurel just dropped in the chat resume writing that they have as a resource. Maybe Laurel, next call, you could talk a little bit more about that. That's a big one, and it's a very valuable, especially now that, April is interviewing and hiring for a couple positions, one of which is the youth. I can tell you that resume writing is something that's a needed resource. So I would love to dig into that deeper next month if you're willing to talk about that. Okay, well, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you all for a lively discussion, and have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next month. And thank you to our interpreter and cart writer. I appreciate you both. Bye-bye.